Okay, so it's the next day, and I want to just give you a quick recap on where we're at. That's how close we are to having it in place. It's just maybe an inch or two until it's in the right place. What we've done is we've jacked up the transfer case, which is connected to the transmission, to get a different angle on it. The issue is we're hitting right here on the firewall with the chains. So we're going to change the chains out and try to push it back. Right now we're holding that mounting plate with starter bolts. So it is doing all right. And of course we'll have to do some touch-up paint. I've definitely banged up the paint putting this thing in. So that's where we're at. My friend Scott's coming to kind of help us out, just to give us another set of hands and eyes, and hopefully make that a little easier. So we'll see. So we put the new chain on here. And now we're just cranking it up. I went with the center lugs just to try to balance the center of gravity a little bit. Alright, so the other chain setup wasn't going to work, so we put this one back on, but we've moved the back ones up one set of studs, trying just to get some clearance here. And so we're going to try to kind of push it in, or wiggle it in, and see what we can get. Well, we went totally backwards. We're totally off the shaft.
Oh, that's about the height that you want to be at.
Close. So the bottom is further out than the top.
So the front needs to come down more.
Yeah. So what I can do is
But it's almost like it's twisted, because mine's sitting on the motor mount. So there's no way that the bottom on this side is out further than the top, right?
I don't know, if you look over here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's almost like this one corner needs to come down.
That one in, so Real close. Let's see if I can't, on this side, get it to come home, because you said your side's closer, right?
Well, when you did that, it brought everything out just a little bit. I mean, not a ton.
See how, I mean, we're within a half an inch now.
Yeah. I mean, we're...
See that?
Yeah.
We haven't been that close yet.
Right.
So we might just need to. See right there.
See, when you do that, it pulls out.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately these have to have shims under them.
Yeah.
Which is that little plate right there.
Gotcha.
But I couldn't hold. They just kept slipping off. So I was going to get the engine in, and then pick up the front end, slip those plates under.
Gotcha.
Once we kind of had a solid.
Well, we're going to have to hold the engine up when we give it in, so it doesn't...
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to have to...
I mean, I guess we could try to slide a shim under there.
Well, I'm just wondering what the best way to hold that engine up is while we try. Yeah, because that it just doesn't make sense. If it's low in the front end, then why is the bottom kicked out? It defies physics there, Jay.
Maybe it doesn't need shims. It really looks like it's twisted. I can just go that way, but it's not. That's right. Like so.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see it.
It's got like a 3-degree.
The engine's like sitting like this.
Yeah. It's sitting like.
So it needs to just. I say just. I love that word, just.
Oh, just. You just.
You just slide it in.
Alright, so what we did was we used a carriage bolt and just on one of these ears and just drove it in, and that took it on home. Now what we're doing is putting the hardware in to just kind of secure it before we let the pressure off. And I'm working on the engine mounts right now. So we got these little shim plates here that go under it, and then we're going to put the bolts up from underneath. And the engine isn't quite set right. We still need to shimmy it a little bit, I think. There we go. Now we got a couple threads on there. At least. Alright, so we're working on getting these bolts in back here. Had to go to the hardware store and get some because the so-called set that I bought did not have everything and was also missing these longer ones, so it really wasn't a kit after all. Alright, so we're just going to go through and tighten these up and hopefully take the stress off so we can take the lift off of. And so we're going to tighten this one up. I had thought about, I had the dowel bolt, original dowel bolt, but I feel it's kind of stripped. So we're just going to use the new one. So to get up in here, I bought a special 9/16" ratchet socket for my 1/4" socket, or ratchet. So that would fit up on there. Now we can take this side and tighten it there. There's not a lot of space right there. So you just gotta kind of manipulate stuff and make it work. So this side's a little more challenging just because you got this in the way and some other stuff in the way. So we're just going to try to manipulate stuff around and get where we can. Alright, so we've got our stubbies on it. So the crazy part in all of this is we're putting the engine in and we're going to have to put all the pieces back to hook it all up. We don't even know if it really runs. We saw a video of it running, but we never really, we haven't run this, so it could all be for nothing, which I hate to say, but I'm kind of hoping that the engine is good and that I didn't get swindled, but you never know. So we're just going to plug along and assume that it is good, and then from there go from there. Our next step is to secure these mounts. Alright, let's see if I've learned from my mistake last time. Put that on this side. I thought we had lost it. I thought we broke the bolt. But no, it just slipped. So what I'm noticing is this plate has a nice gap on this side and not on that side. So while it's on there, it isn't on there. Like, we're going to tighten everything down, and then we're going to let the pressure off and just see where it sits. Actually, I think we're to that point now where if we let the pressure off, it will kind of sit down where it needs to sit. Okay, we're to that point, I think. We're going to release pressure off this and see how it sits down. Didn't move too much. We're going to tighten down these engine mounts and go from there. Alright, so since we've taken it off the lift here, we don't have a lot of room. This particular side, the other side, the ratchet fit in there real nice, but not this ratcheting wrench. So we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Little by little. The engine is in at this point. We've gotten it all tightened down, taking the tension off of that. We just got to move it out of the way. I've checked all the bolts twice now. Everything's good and tight. So I think we're to the point where we're going to start hooking up all the little details, but we're going to do that in the future weeks. So join me in that, but I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all take care. Time to get cleaned up and time for supper.